Hey everybody, Tommy here, World at War Comics, and I just got done reading a very interesting article. The article comes from cybertron.com. I'll put the link in the notes below, but a lot of moving parts are taking place with Hasbro. As of January 26, when this article was released, Chris Cocks, who is the current CEO of Hasbro, he's been there a little over a year and a half, I believe. He comes from Microsoft. He is really coming with more of an innovative mind, trying to create a leaner company. And yeah, that means probably a lot less action figures being produced due to the profit margins and the cost that goes behind producing action figures. He really sees a vision for Hasbro moving more into gaming. In fact, he's going to invest over $1 billion into gaming. They are working on some games. The first games will release early 2026. It'll be brand new IP that doesn't exist. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do on the gaming side. But as a toy collector, and many of you are, this has produced a lot of questions around what does Hasbro continue to produce. Just to name off some of the IP that they currently either own or they have a contract for. They have Transformers and G.I. Joe, obviously, but they also do Star Wars, they do Marvel, they do Power Rangers, they do D&D, and a few other items as well. So in this article, it talks about moving away from some of this IP or subleasing it to other manufacturers so that they could take more of their profits to reinvest into the gaming side. And some of the action figures or IP that is being affected, the first one is Power Rangers. They will no longer make Power Ranger toys. They have subleased that to Playmates, and Playmates will be taking care of Power Rangers moving forward. We already have seen McFarlane toys, and I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head, I don't know how much truth is to this, but we know that he got the license last year to be able to produce statues of action figures that either himself or others within the Image world has produced in their art when they worked at Marvel. So it'd be really interesting. You know, those are more like statues, but it'd be interesting to see if that wasn't kind of a test and they'll start to release more of the action figures to McFarlane, and they'll start to produce the 7-inch, 22 points of articulation figures that he does with DC that he currently has a license for. It'd be very interesting. So far, we haven't seen that. It was very interesting that we saw last year also that he did a page puncher, which is the product that comes with a comic book with two small, like 1.5-inch figures. He did a Transformers one. He did a G.I. Joe one. So that also was very interesting since those are Hasbro IP. So obviously they've already been talking about subleasing or just backing off of a lot of the IP. What the article does say is that G.I. Joe will probably remain under Hasbro, although they could produce less in a year, and then Transformers will remain with them as well. They mentioned that they usually do 4 waves of Transformer action figures in a year. They're going to be moving to 3, so we'll get less new action figures from Transformers on a year-to-year basis moving forward, but they will keep those in-house. But everything else, D&D, Marvel, Star Wars, there is really just rumors out there. They haven't really said what they're going to do around that IP, other than they are looking to kind of lease those IPs to other toy manufacturers. Who out there do you think could do it? Would it be, I don't know, Maplex? Would it be, I mean, even we just got news due to Diamond Select being owned by Diamond Publishers and them going through Chapter 11, that they are looking to sell that arm of their portfolio as well. In fact, I just received my brand new Rexplode, which is part of a 2-pack that comes with the Mauler twins. I had received an email from them saying that this item is no longer available, and then they sent me my money back. 2 days later, they sent me an email saying, we apologize, it is available, please go back in and make your purchase, which I did, and then they sent me just one of the 2. I'm supposed to get the Mauler twin as well, and I have not received it yet, but I did get Rexplode. I have been collecting the Invincible toy line because I love that comic so much. So it'll be really interesting. A lot of movements, a lot of changes. Obviously, comics, a lot of worry about Diamond Publishers and what that means on the indie comic scene. And then we have this big news from Hasbro, big news from Diamond Select, major changes taking place. Action figures could look a lot different over the next year. Let me know your thoughts below and what you think. Who should pick up these lines of amazing figures like Star Wars, possibly G.I. Joe, who else? Marvel, D&D. Who should pick up all these action figures as a manufacturer? Who would you be happy with? All right, everybody. Hope you're having a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.